have your son.
What? Y'all got guns now? What?
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me from Team Apps. We've got a podcast. What do you mean a podcast? But you thought you already had one last week. That's right, I did have one last week, but I'm trying to be regular with these things. So, yeah, audience, another podcast this week. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so for this podcast, we've got more or less the same people we've had in all the last ones. Aaron, say hello.
Hello.
Jared, say hi. No! Terrible. Quinn, Joseph number one. What up?
Sup?
Mason
Bad.
and Dolo. Alright, so
Er,
for this podcast, we're gonna talk about the ban list. I'm really tired if you can't tell, but that's okay because anything's worth talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Late in the night. So, um, ban list season has more or less officially begun. It is the beginning of August, or at least it will be when you guys see this video. So fake ban lists are going to be flying around everywhere, and then we'll finally get a leaked real ban list that people will half believe until it finally gets proven, whatever. So in this podcast, we're going to talk about what our ban list predictions are. But we're going to go a little bit in depth. So instead of being a normal podcast, it's like, okay, Aaron, what do you think? Okay, Jared, what do you think? Okay, Joseph number one, what do you think? We're just going to sort of have an open argument, discussion, debate, scream, yell into microphone thing, and you can just hope you can keep up. No, I'm just kidding. I won't get that. I hope. So, we do know that all of the top decks are going to likely get hit. Dragon's Prophecy, Spellbook, Mermails. The thing is, though, people are still on the fence about precisely how these decks are going to get hit. What's the approach that they're going to take to this? Because, like with any top tier deck, there are usually multiple ways you can hit it, and people are just in disagreement over how should this be banned? Should this be limited? Should this that the other? So there are a few different approaches I guess we can take. Do you think that we should do sort of a forbidden then limited then semi-limited approach, or do you guys think we should just kind of go deck by deck, whichever you guys want?
We should maybe go forbidden, and I think we should go in sequential order, maybe.
Sequential it is. So forbidden cards. The one I've heard about the most is Super Rejuve. So but what do we think? What all cards do we think should get banned? Aaron, start us off.
Banned. I'd like to see annoying cars like Big Eye get banned. Um, and Super Rejuve too, because even at one, I think still a nuisance. Uh, those are the only things I see getting banned, and maybe BLS just because we have the reprint.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that those three cards will get banned, should get banned?
Like on my
oh,
speculation list, I have two of those three cards that Aaron listed. I have Rejuve and Black Luster, but I don't have Big Eye. But I guess we'll talk about that in the limited section. But like Super Rejuve is like a really old card, and like if you're gonna hurt a deck, Konami usually takes swings at old cards. Like I like to compare Super Rejuve to Future Fusion. And Black Luster Soldier, like I don't think it should be forbidden, but we're getting that bad replacement, so I think like Konami's trying to phase it out.
That might possibly be it. Jared, how about you? Like, what cards do you think will be banned?
I don't really think that anything should be banned. I think it should be better just to limit it altogether instead of just saying that you can never put the card again. Because nowadays, when something hits the ban list, it's gone forever. So I don't really think it should be banned, but just limited.
So, do you think nothing should get banned in this list at all?
No,
Oh yeah. Dolo and Joseph number one. Joseph number one. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think though that some of these things should get banned, or you know, what specifically?
I think just
My
Super
pick.
Rejuve. Just Super Rejuve.
What about you, Quinn?
Um, I think that Big Eye should take the hit.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
kind of
really controversial thing. Is Big Eye like? why are we saying, things like ban versus to one? I mean, because I get like a lot of people's sort of reasoning for Big Eye is because Goyo is banned and Big Eye is arguably a even more broken card than Goyo is. But then some people are saying it should only be to one because they're gonna try to make money off it or something. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind seeing it banned. It's a really abusable card. But I mean, like, what, like, is this really a ban-worthy card? Do we think?
No.
Like, why do you think it's not really?
I mean, don't get me wrong, Big Eye is a great card, has a great effect. But at the same time, if you ban Big Eye, what other level sevens do you have that's just a good level seven to see?
I mean, there's still Draco Sack, and now we have the Master Blade thing from Number Hunters, which is really quite good. So, I mean, I think that Big Eye could certainly afford to.
I mean, the only downside with banning him altogether is that you don't have a really good out for the level seven plays, and they're starting to make a lot more level seven monsters that you can go into easily. So if you don't have any good monsters that you want to go into, there's no point of making them.
Well, I mean, I feel like the goal might eventually be to sort of phase the level 7 thing out and, where like rank 7 doesn't become the primary rank to go into. Because, it's kind of like synchros and how Xyz were at first, where like the popular rank changes, like during wind up times it was 3 and 5, and then, all that. So do we think that, Jared, are you having some problems?
I'm good.
Anyways, yeah, I mean,
Nope.
I don't,
Sorry.
I'm not sure that level 7 and rank 7 will be the things to have next format. I mean, maybe that's like a goal that they're trying to sort of phase out the 7 thing. I
Like,
mean,
what I think about the big guy, like I think it should be limited to one because, like, I just think big guy is just one of those cards for victim of circumstance because, like, before dragons came out, it was just a card that you would use for removal, like because like before dragons came out, it was just a one-off card you played in your extra deck. If you played Mermails or the old Prophecy deck, or if you could make it in any like gadgets or anything like that, you just get the card out of the way and just do what you do. But now it's played in threes because of dragons, and it just becomes unbearable. I think the best place for Big Eye be at one.
I understand that reasoning. It is sort of a victim of circumstance. I mean, like, I feel like it can go to 1. I guess if dragons are sufficiently hit otherwise. Like, if they take enough steps to really make sure that dragons aren't a major thing next format, then I feel like Big Eye could be safe at 1. Dolo, what are your thoughts on the Big Eye thing, debacle, whatever?
Big Eye is only a problem because you have to run it in three in dragons. That's the only reason. That's the only reason it's a problem. Other than that, it's not really a problem because you wouldn't run it at anything more than one in any other deck besides dragons.
So I guess it's kind of more of a dragons the issue rather than Big Eye's the issue. I can
No,
understand
it's
that.
yeah, you can say that. It just that it's so accessible in the deck that it's a problem right now.
Now, how about Super Rejuvenation? This is a controversial one. It's a lot of free advantage. It's, compared to a lot of people call it, the Dragon's Spellbook of Judgment, arguably even better sometimes. I mean, should this is like Mason said, an older card, and I do notice they sometimes hit older cards. Personally, this is one that I would like to see banned because it's like, I mean, just as a card, it really is quite broken, and it also works in Dragon Exodia, and nobody likes decks like that. Well, some people do. So, I mean, what do you guys think of Super Rejuve? Is it ban worthy? Joseph number one. I mean Quinn. I mean Joseph number one.
Um, I could see it, but I think it should be limited to one. It's like it's the same thing with how I feel about Judgment. If you hit both of those to one, they get the one big play, and then maybe it can float them through the rest of the game, but it might not.
I don't know, Aaron. How about you? I mean, Super Rejuve, ban, limited, not touched at all.
I'd like to see it banned, but I can't see it going banned. Like I can see it going to one. I haven't seen a card in a while that went from just like 3 to 0,
Wasn't the last one Dark Strike Fighter?
something like
Right,
that.
yeah.
I
I
haven't seen
mean,
it forever, so I just can't see it now.
as for me, I suppose it's kind of along the lines of if dragons are sufficiently hit otherwise, then you don't necessarily really have to ban Super Reju. Jared, what are your thoughts on Reju? Ban one?
I don't think it needs to be banned, because you can put it to one, and you can still play the deck, and it won't just make everybody not want to play it. I don't feel like anything needs to be banned because if you ban something, then everybody wants to put it down. Nobody will want to do anything with dragons. Period.
Yep.
So I don't think it needs to be banned. But I do think it needs to be put to one.
All right. And Dolo, Reju, do you think it's a ban-worthy card or?
I think whatever I think if they ban it, okay, it's good because dragons still gonna have powerful plays, and if they put it at one, if they draw it, it's still gonna be a great ass card to play. Yeah, I mean, like it's
I guess
like
then leaving them with less of a good thing.
yeah.
I'm gonna get so much hate, but I think dragons should be unplayable.
You think the whole deck
Like,
should be unplayable?
no, because
I,
I think the dragons should go in their element decks. Like I think the E-Dragon deck itself should be unplayable.
I agree. Like, I mean,
Sure.
I think it was like awful design
I
to.
think Tempest should go into Dunities. I think Redox should go in every deck that can play it. I think Tidal should go in Mermails. I think Fire should go in Fire Fist.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I think that it was kind of strange of them to add the whole dragon text to the cards, make it a deck. It was really uncalled
nah,
for.
it was bad to give us the babies the same time we got the big
That
dragons.
too. That too.
That's
Yeah.
what was
Those
bad.
babies were not a good idea. The next card, um, Envoy, Blackluster. Is this? I mean, like personally, I don't really think like it really matters if it goes or not. I mean, like the replacement's pretty bad, but even if we kept Blackluster, would it be so bad that it deserves to get banned?
No,
So do you think or do you don't think they'll ban it, or do you think it's something that they'll do
I don't think they're.
because?
I don't think they'll ban it. I just think they just I just put it on there because I just what Konami does. Like they make a new card, like yay, it has Envoy in its name. Let's ban the other one so we can push this card.
Yeah, Jared, how about you? I mean, what are your thoughts on like BLS hitting the ban?
I mean, it's no point to ban it because especially the way that Konami is doing everything. Everything is basically a archetype. You really don't have as much of a chaos mix in the meta. How many meta decks even run BLS right now?
I agree. I mean, I just don't think that like it's a relevant card. There isn't a light dark deck, and even if there is, it'll only be light or dark pretty much. It's not like BLS is a real issue. Aaron, do you think BLS needs that
I
treatment?
don't think it's really good enough of a card to be banned, but I can see it being banned just because of the replacement and an easy way to bump up Chaos Sorcerer without causing problems.
Yeah, that could be a potential thing. And now the last card that nobody actually mentioned, but is a popular one that kind of pops up in topics, card destruction. A lot of people want to see this banned because it's too it's a card it's really disruptive. Dark World gets a lot of free plus off of it. It's not really something your opponent like when you play card destruction, your opponent really gets no control over what happens if they don't have Solemn that moment. So I mean card destruction, what do you guys think of that card?
I think it should stay where it is
Okay, why do you say so? You think it's not?
because it's good in Art Worlds. Every deck needs their card. Every deck has their card. Six Samurai have a gateway. Every deck needs their card. They have card destruction. Like the only reason I see people being butthurt about it right now would be like card destruction and dragons. Everybody plays it, but if Super Duke gets banned or goes to one, I don't think card destruction is a problem.
Right, right. Quinn, what about you? I mean, do you think card destruction could just sort of chill where it is, or?
It's already at one. It's not really hurting anything. It's not really terrible in any other decks besides Dark World and Dragons. So it's got a pass for me. It can stay where it's at.
Dolo, how about you?
It hasn't been a problem lately. I mean, it's a good card, but it ain't really been the big problem. So I ain't no reason to get banning it right now.
Jared, Aaron,
I think it can stay where it's at.
Jared, you too.
As a guy who plays Dark Worlds, that is no point for them to ban it. I, 'cause especially if they hit Super to one, then that slows down dragons to where card structure is not a big factor. The only reason why people are saying card structure now is just simply because of dragon. Nobody's
Dragons,
saying
so
that hey, Dark Worlds is so big of a problem right now that we need to do something about that. Nobody's saying that.
right,
So
right.
I mean, I think if they do something with Super Juve and if they do something else, I think that card destruction is a card that needs to be hit.
All right. So, are there any other cards that could potentially hit the ban, if even kind of out of nowhere picks? I mean, because Konami likes to do this kind of thing, like power spell rotations. Do you think we could see lose Dark Hole Reborn or Heavy? Should we lose Dark Hole Reborn or Heavy? Because that's always a big topic.
Not at
Any,
this moment.
you don't think that really any of them should go or anything like that?
Not really.
As a matter of interest, a lot of people say that they'd be kind of cool seeing Heavy go. I don't think that it has to, but like it's not a relevant card this format, but next format it might be. So I could see Konami, like, if they want to shape how the format goes, they could easily hit something like Heavy Storm because
I'd rather MST get hit than heavy.
oh wow, that is something I've
Because
heard
that's how
too.
like important heavy is to the game. Like because like if you don't have heavy, people are just gonna go, oh, just gonna
Yeah,
set 5 real quick. I don't have to play inconsistent Starlight Road anymore.
yeah. I've honestly always hated whenever Heavy was banned because it was always really bad. The set 5 era, it's never fun to play through, especially going second. So I
Play
guess
Thunder King set 5, you know.
Hunter's unbeatable in that.
yeah. So I guess that kind of covers the forbidden part. Now for limited cards, I guess we kind of all agree that Big Eye needs to get limited, so we can skate over that one. Um, a popular card that a lot of people say is Draco Sack going to one. I've heard
Yeah.
this here and there. Is this kind of a? What do you guys think of this one?
Stay at 3.
Stay at three. Quinn, how about you? He gone. All right. Well, Aaron, what about you, Draco Sack?
Drago Sag. I think it's just too early to get hit. It's
Yeah, it's a newer card. So,
I'm back. Sorry.
oh yeah, we're talking about Draco Sack and if it should get to one. I mean, something I've heard a bit on the internet.
Oh, it's fine at 3. No one really cares. It's not the
Without
scary
Dragon,
part
Dragon Sight is
of
still
that
not
deck,
good.
so
Yes.
right. Make a fan base are weak anyways.
All right, so it's kind of seems like the general thing is that just need to get hit. Now the spellbook debacle. Some people want to see secrets to one. Some people want to see blue to one. Some people want to see judgment to one. Which of these cards should go to one, if not multiples? Although I don't think multiples should go to
I want to
one.
see
Secrets
Silver
and
Destroyer.
Master.
I think
I don't
Judgment and
agree with
Blue.
that. Like, I don't know why Master would have to take a hit.
Wait, okay, so Quinn, what'd you say?
I think Master and Secret should go to 1.
Master? I always felt like Master was kind of more of a just push the play along type card.
Well, no, like there's a bunch of versions I was looking at that were going to nationals. They were running three masters. That way, they always have another secrets or
They would
power
run 3
play or whatever.
Master because they're running 3 reload through Magical Mallet and stuff like that.
No, they even run magical mallet or reload or anything. It was weird. They did it because they cut down on some of the playable traps that I've seen people play, and they just wanted a third master. So and they were running like 2 powers and stuff. And I was like,
I think
I don't
that
know. And then
I think that so long as maybe like a Secrets or Judgment or Blue went to one that Masters wouldn't necessarily need to be hit. I mean, like, I'm not really sure. I'm not a spellbook player. I don't have a like firm grasp on which cards are most vital to the combo. Dolo, what did you say your thoughts were with oh, Mason's back. Yeah, Dolo, what did you say your thoughts were in terms of like how what should go to one in spellbooks?
Master.
Oh, you think
No,
Master
no,
should
not Master.
oh
Judgment Day. I'm sorry.
just Judgment and no
Yeah,
others?
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, what are your thoughts on Judgment? Like, because some people say Judgment's the broken card and it should go, and other people say, oh, but if you hit Secrets, it'll all be fine. So I mean, why do you think Judgment should go over something like Secrets?
1 second, I got a direct connect.
I
I'll be
mean,
back.
honestly, it really don't matter. It don't. I mean, like they only gonna hit one. They only gonna hit one of them at most, and it doesn't matter because one. I mean, because one can get the other,
Yeah, that's always been a
and
thing.
and one of them is gonna be at 3.
Yeah, that's always been a
And
thing that I don't like about spellbooks is like you can't like I mean if you hit just one, the other will be at three. I mean,
Okay, I'm back.
yeah, Jared, what about you? I mean, like what should go to one in spellbooks if anything?
I'm gonna ask the question before I answer that. Do y'all want Silver to be playable afterwards, or
I mean, like what do you personally think should happen to the deck?
like the biggest thing is like the way the deck runs now. Star Hall is ridiculous, and yes, searching is a problem, but just searching by itself doesn't. The only thing that does anything is Wisdom and Star Hall.
So you actually think maybe those should be targeted on the list instead?
I think Star Hall needs to be put to 1. And then once that happens, I think like the deck will move more towards a Hyperion build. I think
Oh,
Star Hall and Judgment should go to.
all right. Oh, okay. Star Hall Judgment. Yeah, I can certainly vouch for Judgment. Star Hall is something that I'm actually interested in. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Star Hall something happen in Star Hall, but I don't feel like Star Hall's like. I feel like it only gets its strength from the speed that things like Secrets and Judgment give to the deck. So like if say Secrets were at 1 or Blue were at 1, Star Hall wouldn't get the just all the kind of free counters it gets. I mean, like Mason, Quinn, you guys are the spellbook players around here. So, I mean, do you guys think that Star Hall is a card that could be justified as being hit?
I mean, I just don't know. I think Star Hall's good in the mirror, but like otherwise, I don't know.
That's not true. I played Jackson when he was playing with dragons, and I've played a couple other like spam shock master decks or whatever. And Starhawk got the job done so well. But the only reason it was able to get so high is because you were able to, like I said, do with master copy secrets, keep
Yeah,
going.
so it pushed it along. So, do you think that
Right.
it's that Star Hall is justified at like being put to 1 or something?
No, Starhawk should stay where it is. If they hit
Uh,
secrets or judgment, it won't be as big as a problem as it is right now.
Yeah. And then, Aaron, how about your thoughts on spellbook? Should anything go to 1? And if so, what?
Uh, I hope to see Secrets at 1 and Blue Boy at 1 just to kill consistency. But
Yeah. Go
if
ahead.
anything, I would hope that just that Judgment Day gets banned because the deck was barely, it was just playable before Judgment Day came out, and everything was fine. And then Judgment Day came out and made the plus 372, and then the deck got busted.
Yeah, some people actually you're not the first person to say something like, just ban Judgment. Some people even say that if only Judgment were banned, the rest of the deck doesn't need to get hit at all, and it would be balanced in that way. I mean, like Judgment is kind of a rule-breaking card. I mean, like it really just it almost
like
I mean it just rewards you for
I
just
just
playing
I just
spells.
don't think Judgment will get the hit this time. 'Cause it's a newer card. It's still like it's a pack before the next pack, so it's still in circulation. And what I think should happen, I think Spell Magician of Prophecy should go to 1 because it's every deck. It's Elemental Herald Stratos is at 1, so Spellbook Magician of Prophecy needs to be at 1. I think Spellbook of Secret should be at 2.
I like this is gonna sound like really like weird and crazy, but I mean like I definitely think that blue should go to 1. Blue is I mean like it's Stratos. Stratos is
Yeah, Blue should go to
yeah.
1.
Stratos is of
And
that
like
caliber
you
just
have to
don't
think
need
about
to.
it though. Like they play like a maximum of like 8 to 9 monsters right now. If you hit Blue Boy, they're going to change their whole deck.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't mind seeing Judgment at 1. Because I think that if you get to resolve 1 Judgment, that plus should be enough. Like to be able to just resolve Judgment after Judgment, like, it that's like that's too much plus to be healthy to me. I mean, then I think Secrets could stay at 3 at that point because you don't. have a card that Secrets is just pushing through for more pluses. So I mean, I think like blue and Judgment to one. Again, it sounds kind of harsh, but it's. I agree with Jared. I really don't think I want spellbooks to be all that playable by the end of this. Like, it's it needs. I mean, it doesn't need to like. It's not been an enjoyable deck to face. It kind of like plays Yu-Gi-Oh differently than other decks do, and
I think the limited section is gonna be the bulk of the talking.
huh?
I think the limited section talk is going to be like the bulk
Yeah,
of the
we're gonna get it
podcast.
because we've still got quite a few.
Oh, there's a lot.
There the another card or no, topic, sorry, is mermails, and a lot of people say dragoons to one. Other
And
people say
Sphere.
Lin to one. Other people say Sphere to one. Jared and Mason, you guys are sort of our mermail go-tos for this. Jared, what in mermail, if anything, should go to one to you, being a mermail player?
That's a really hard question. um, I think I don't know. Wow. I I think the deck can still play with dragoons at one, and I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, I know. Like at the start of like, around like January and December and stuff, I was of the impression that Dragoons to one would be cool. But then Mono came out and then it just things kind of got complicated. So I feel like now it would have to be Dragoons to one and and something else. I mean, I'm not even sure what the other thing would be. I'm kind of more of a leaning towards like Dragoons to one, Sphere to one. Not Sphere to one, sorry, Lin to one. I think like if Lin's at one, then Sphere naturally loses its playability. And I think if those two cards were both hit, then Mermails would be at best just a tier two deck. There wouldn't be the consistency problems. There wouldn't be the recurrence that Lin gives the deck. Mason, though, you're also a Mermail. What do you? You're a Mermail. You're a Mermail player. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if you just hit Dragoons to one, Mermails will be tier one next format because they would be faster and better than all the Fire Fist Constellar decks out there.
Yep.
So what you have to go, you have to take a step further and go like Dragoons to one, and like it's like instead of Lin, I would go Sphere. I'm advocating limiting Sphere because Sphere is a free spammable card that you make rank sevens with and push for game. But there's been times when you flip a Sphere, like you attack and you flip Spheres for lead and attack for 27 for game. Stuff like that happens,
Yeah, it is kind of a game
and
stealer.
it's searchable. So it's just like like I just don't like Sphere being anything but one.
Yeah, Dolo, how about you? I mean, like, what are your thoughts on kind of what in Mermails needs to go to ones and all that stuff?
Uh, I've been saying it for a while now. A Bisphere is an annoying card. It's a real annoying card, and it makes you think a lot when you play against a deck. Like you don't know. I mean, like you don't just want to swing because they're gonna flip the spear and they're gonna get
Yeah,
off on you
I
next
know
turn.
the feeling. Yeah,
Like spear is the problem, but also there's dragoons because dragoon is the consistency in the deck. Like it lets you search everything in the deck.
yeah. Quinn, I mean, what about you? Like, you guys have kind of convinced me that Sphere might be the better thing instead of Lin. But Quinn, what about you?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't go with Lind. Lind's not the big problem. Sphere, I don't know. I kind of don't like it at all anymore. Like
Yeah, Sphere
it
is a
shouldn't even
very
be
annoying.
here.
It's a very annoying
Like
card because like it's designed really not
right,
like badly designed,
Like
but like
there's no once per turn clause. There's no I can't
yeah.
attack with a monster clause.
Yeah, and then like it's like Dolo said when you're in the battle phase and it makes you I mean like it kind of limits your options because like they're gonna probably flip the sphere either way. Like so even if you don't attack, they're just gonna main phase two sphere. You do attack, they're gonna use the sphere anyways, and then they can use it during their turn. They can flip like three spheres in their turn and win out of nowhere, or they're exploding. You think you've got it. Oh look, I flip another sphere, whatever. And like so, I mean, I think sphere to one, dragoons to one might be the best solution. Aaron, how about you?
Yep, I think Dragoons and Spear to one. Spear over Lin because Lin just is a lot slower than Spear. And
So, Jared, after hearing all of this, do you agree that that would be the most effective? solution to that?
I have no comment.
Oh, come on. You're supposed to be our local mermail guy, whatever.
I mean, but then we still have title.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
You have
Shit.
title, but your fuel for title is like gone because like that's what like Sphere is. Sphere
Yeah.
is your fuel.
at least you won't be as commonly able to pitch, Dragoon's title.
At least you won't be salty as a dragon player.
Yeah, that could be. So, I guess that's sort of the agreement on the mermail side of the story, but we've still got loads more stuff to talk about that's at one. Like Fire Formation Tinky. Should this card go to one? Because
So glad you brought that up.
yeah, because Fire Fists, if assuming these other top four decks are hit, Fire Fists will be kind of sitting in the corner waiting to go into center stage, and 3 axis, 4 axis, and apparently there's a 5 axis. Don't ask me. That's what Hunter said. So, does Tinky need to go to one?
It should, but this is Konami Company we're talking about here, and they are releasing these warrior support, and they want to sell their cards, and Tinky is very instrumental in that. But Tinky is like a 5 times better Rhoda.
It certainly is. I think that Tinky to one wouldn't be a bad thing. It really wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't think that it would like nerf the fire so much that it's not playable, like Fire Fist and stuff. But I
But
think it would just.
I don't think they'll do it this list because like they still have to market their wolf bark and their chicken, which you can search wolf bark off and get like stupid plays.
What do the rest of you guys think? Jared, what do Tinky?
Tinky has to get hit. Every search card out there gets hit regardless. So I mean, I think it will at least get hit to two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely advocating Tinky going to one. I mean, like it's Rhoda, kind of better than Rhoda though, and
but
It's a Rhoda that turns into a Geki break.
but do
yeah.
you think it's Rhoda? I mean, but do you think it's better than Rhoda strictly because of the monsters that you can search from it, or do you think it's just better
Yes.
than Rhoda as a card in
I
general?
mean,
The
like
monsters.
as a card, it's like pretty much equal to Rhoda, but then there's that plus the monsters it can search. Because I mean, in a worst case scenario, there's always Tinky Bear.
True.
And that's and like I mean the thing is like I've been at regionals and like watched people just they're facing Fire Fist, they're doing fine, Tinky Bear. Like, it's like late game, resources are slim, someone just rips Tinky, and it's kind of like ripping, something like Reborn or Brain Control.
There's
Not as
nothing more
bad,
funny than when you Tanky the reborn Tengu. That shit's funny.
but
Or the wolf bark. Wolf bark's fucking broken.
And
yeah, I mean, so I think Tinky like it just I mean like and people are like, oh, you can stop it with MST, but who wants to? Like I never want to have to MST the tick. I mean I always do, but you don't want to have to do it. Um, Aaron, I mean like Tinky, what are your thoughts on the card?
I'd like to see it go to one, but if I need them to hit it somehow. So even if they hit it to two, I'd be happy, because not only does it search like Tanky Bear, but then Bear searches Tanky.
Yeah, that's always been a thing. That plus plus like I plus and
In
I plus.
actuality, Tanky searches Tanky if you think about it.
true.
Yeah, like
It searches Tinky and it's a neg one for your opponent and it's a monster for you and it's another monster next turn. So
And it's
yeah.
100 attack plus.
So
And it can search any beast warrior in the game.
yeah, so it's kind of like have fun with that. Quinn, how about you? I mean, what are your thoughts on Tinky?
From a gameplay standpoint, it should go to one, but from all reality, it's probably not.
You think they've still got kind of more marketing to do with it?
Have you seen the pre-orders on chicken on
Uh,
eBay?
yeah, I've
They're
heard they're
like
like
$200.
100 something. Oh, great.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them go for 200. I'm like, that's retarded.
I
So
just
yeah,
don't
they're
chicken.
gonna push this as hard as they
Chicken
can.
isn't judgment. Like the
It's
chicken is not
not.
gonna be 200.
You don't have to tell me that. I already know. I'm just saying, it's like
That's
if
like
you've seen the
stupid.
pre-orders on eBay and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
I know. I
two
did see
hundred
it. It
dollars.
was like $200 roosters, and I was like, this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
granted, the card's not gonna be worth that much, but Tinky, I mean, if it gets that $200 card from your deck and add it to your hand, it's just as good as secrets.
Yeah, that's a funny way to put it. Thinking gets the $200 from your deck to your hand. reach in your wallet when you activate.
Play tanky and you throw your wallet on the table.
Yeah, it's reach in your wallet.
They
Um,
suck it.
So another card that is something, this is kind of one of the more big four type cards is Ophion.
Nah,
How about Ophion? Does
It
this?
should take a hit, but it won't.
it won't.
I
Why should it take
certainly.
it?
Oh, you don't think it should? I mean, like I like. I mean, what are your thoughts, Quinn, on if it should or shouldn't?
It's only going to hurt one deck next format, and it's just going to be the 3X's Fire Fist, so they can't make horse friends. But I mean, like, it's not even that good of a card next format.
I
I
mean,
mean,
like
I don't know.
it's
You
Dragons
just
and
have
the
to look at it
Ophion,
this
pretty
way.
much. But
Ophion kills about 25 decks that have ever existed ever. It
yeah,
kills
like I
agents. It
right.
kills heretics. It kills Dark World to an extent. It kills Egg Sabers. It kills plants if they were to ever come back. It kills a lot of things.
Which they are. I'm just putting that
Like
out
If
there.
yeah,
plants ever make a comeback,
like quite literally, I think Ophion's one of the in that top 10 kind of just most hated things you when your opponent just puts it on the field. Like I mean there are annoying spells that steal games from you, but it's almost like more annoying when like an Ophion just gets summoned turn 1, gets its little, search pandemic and then it's just sitting there and you have to play that game out. I mean, yeah, you can scoop whatever, but like
like cards that say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh shouldn't exist in the game.
They shouldn't.
I mean, that's why I really don't like Ophion because it's just like it just says something. Okay, you can't play one of the rules we put in the rule book.
You can't play a game mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, and so I don't. That's why I don't like
I
Ophion.
don't know.
Go ahead.
I still feel like okay. He's not that bad. I mean, all those decks you're talking about, they usually have outs to anyways. Like Fire Fist will have Blaster, of course, and like all those other decks can just go into rank 4 exceeds and put it face down with Mace Stroke or Diamond Dire Wolf it away or whatever because
But the
no
thing
one's
is,
really
So
using.
then
the
it's like
Evil
it's
Storm.
Ophion set
Yeah,
5.
it's that. That's what I was about to say. Like, it's not just
And
Ophion.
it's like
But like,
Ophion set 4, Search Pandemic set go. It's just like, okay.
I guess, but I mean, like you have to have all that, and they run a
It
lot of
happens a lot.
monsters.
yeah, but the thing is, like, it happens like a lot because like there are monster lineups like it's optimized. Like, it's
Oh,
only
I
for
know. I play with the deck. I know.
yeah.
I've been there.
And
It's
so
like
that's why it's just like, it's only Caster and like, Mandragora and Rabbit and Heliotrope and like in the Thunderbirds. And like that's so like you're guaranteed to get the turn one Ophion, and then the rest of your hand usually is just straps.
And then
So
they get Master Key Beetle next set. So it's just like, I think you should get hit.
like I
I
mean
guess, but that's only if they want to do the spam the Ophion thing. I mean, Ophion's okay to me. I don't summon it unless I know exactly what they're playing with. Like I'll usually go into like Bahamut or something like that and take their stuff and see what it is, and then set for the rest of the game with that. But I
right.
mean, I don't know. Ophion, like I almost never go first turn Ophion unless I have like Starlight Road and all that stupid shit face down for me to be able to protect anything I want.
And Jared, what about you? I mean, what are your thoughts on how Evil Storms might get hit should something go to one in that deck?
Ophion needs to go to one.
Thank you.
I played against them today. It was ridiculous.
I mean,
Every game, first turn, Ophion's on board. Second turn, a second Ophion's on board. There's nothing you can do about it.
yeah, that just it bothers me. Like sometimes like they summon the first turn Ophion and then like I'm like, okay, cool. I've gotten out sort of. Like I've got like that the out to waste the pandemic or something. Then next turn they summon another. And something that somebody pointed out to me though is another potential card that could hit is Kirky on the one.
Yes, Perkion is
Um to be fair, Kirkion takes a setup, but then when you consider how the deck is built, it doesn't take that much of a setup because turn one you're guaranteed to get to Ophion, then turn two you're usually guaranteed to get the Kirk. Hmm. Like, Aaron, I mean, what are your thoughts on Evil Storms? How, if at all, should they get hit? What should go to one, if anything?
I think Ophion should go to one because, like, some people say it's only as good as the format allows it to be. But even if the format wasn't something that could make like level 5 special summons and above, it's still a 25-50 plus 1 and it's unaffected by spells and traps.
Yeah, I don't like Ophion. I mean, like, it's just at 1, Evil Swarms would still be a deck. And
They'd be a rank 4 toolbox. It'd
yeah,
still be
it would
good.
it'd be. I think it'd still be a playable deck. But I just think that like the 2 Ophion thing, like getting around 1 is hard enough once they've set like 4 cards. One's a Pandemic, one's a Safe Zone and/or Dark Illusion. Then there's the Starlight back there. Then there's the Warning back there. And then it's just like you felt like you usually can't get around the Ophion. You finally get around the Ophion. The second one pops up because it's Kirkion. Getting the Ophion at like what might as well be a plus because it's going to search anyways. So I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it go to 1. Kirkion, something some people have talked about. I mean, what do you guys think of Kirkion? Do you think it's just Ophion is the real issue, and if it's at 1, then Kirkion's not as big of a deal because there isn't a second Ophion to get?
I personally think that Kirkdown will be fine because it still gives the deck a level 4 toolbox. You still can go into whatever rank 4 you need, and you still have the other Evil Swarm monsters that you can go to pretty easily. But it's just Ophion because once you have that monster out there, you pretty much have to have an amazing. If Ophion's left at 3, your deck has to change from okay, I need to stop everything else to okay, I need at least 5,000 Ophion.
That I mean, like, so to be fair to Quinn, though, I mean, like, I do get the idea of why Ophion could not get hit, but I think that something in Evil Storm needs to get hit, and like,
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's just Ophion not the problem.
what do you think should then,
Like
if anything?
Caster to 1, Kirky to 1. That makes the deck
Well,
really hard to make Ophion first turn.
oh, if you did that, like the deck would be unplayable anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, like, I don't know. I
Exactly.
I get the
I'm just saying,
reasoning more.
Ophion doesn't matter if. So what now?
Oh, I was gonna say I get your reasoning because I mean, it's like what Mason said, but it makes your point make sense though. Is if Caster and Kirkion weren't around, then the deck itself wouldn't be playable. So that does kind of alternately solve the problem.
Right, like I said, I never said the deck shouldn't get hit. I just think that Ophion is not the problem. The monsters that bring him out are though. Like it takes a lot more setup to go first turn Thunderbird, set like 2 or 3, 4, whatever, and then bad shit to do whatever, and then summon Manticore the second turn. Now it gives you a chance to respond with like Bombless Trap Hole or whatever else you have.
I guess that's true. I mean, like it makes sense. I can respect the opinion. I'm more of the Ophion the 1 camp, but I get that if there are other viable ways to hit it. Another card, or well, really, this is kind of a thing. Big Eye, we've kind of concluded that Big Eye should only go to 1, and Super Reju should only go to 1. Um, Now, a popular opinion is these baby dragons. What's the thought on these? Some people have said the extreme and said ban the babies, and other people are saying like babies to 1. Um, Baby dragons, guys. This would be an effective way to hit dragons, and probably the only way to really shut them down, but still allow the big ones to be in their respective, other decks. What is the general consensus on, the baby dragons getting hit?
Put them to 1 if they hit them at all.
Yeah, I mean, I totally think that, like, all the babies to 1 would be fine. I think that that takes away the stupid factor of dragons because it's just. I think it's logical. I'm not sure if it'll happen. It doesn't seem like a Konami type thing to do because that would mean you're putting 4 cards on the limited list all out of one, archetype. Jared, like, what are your thoughts on the babies?
I don't think the babies should be hit at all.
Oh, why not?
I don't think the big dragons or baby dragons should be hit because, I mean, true enough, I understand that people don't want them in the same deck, but they still can be separated and go into the individual decks, and the babies, help out making bigger plays. So I don't think that everything should be limited just by killing the entire thing for putting it into your own attribute.
But the thing is, like, I mean, would you guys agree though? You can put a lot of the dragons into other elemental decks without actually having the babies. I mean,
I
more
mean, it's not required, but sometimes it helps.
they're all right. I mean, like, I can see where you're coming from, Mason. What are your thoughts on the babies?
I agree with Jared 100%. I don't think they should hit them at all.
So just leave the babies and it'll.
I mean, we've already hit like let's just say we ban Reju, put Big Eye to 1, and like on my list I have Gold Sark to 1. So I don't think that'd be enough.
Oh, okay. So assuming then that the dragons were sufficiently hit, otherwise then it'd be fine to leave the babies. Quinn, I mean, what about you?
I think if any babies get hit, it should be certain ones.
I'd be interested in seeing Konami do that. I feel like it'd be kind of an all or nothing effort, but
Like some babies hurt more than other. You can't just think of like the dragon deck by itself. You gotta think about all the other decks that can abuse it as well. Like droplets and mermails gives them an instant 7 for everything they do. Um, Fire Fist, I don't know. Like I don't know how often they actually bring out Blaster to go into rank 7s or whatever. But
they
I feel
don't
like it's not
usually
that big of
do
a
that.
card.
I feel like the most I mean, Blaster is just an out. Tempest is only kind of good in
The
one
only
specific
baby
deck.
actually used in other decks that's used to
He
summon
has
a dragon
Stream.
is Stream.
Yeah, it's usually Stream. Like,
Right.
and then the Pebble guy or whatever isn't that.
He's not even used though. Like
Yeah,
it's just
Reactive's
Redox.
not usually used. It's usually just Stream that
Yeah,
you.
like Gadgets, Madolches, and pretty much every other Earth deck only use Redox for the Monster Reborn effect. They're not going to summon them from the deck with Stream, or not just Stream, Pebbles, or whatever his name is.
Right, right. So, is it so then? I just think like Konami. I wouldn't mind seeing all the babies go to 1-1, but I'll be completely honest and say I just don't think it'll happen. I mean, like it's just because like that's 4 cards.
It's
Konami's
4
not.
cards out of the newest set.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're
Yeah.
Aaron, what are your thoughts on the babies? Just keep them at 3 and do some other stuff to dragons, or
I don't think they should get hit. Not because they're not good, because they're like really really good in the deck. Just because yeah, that is 4 cards to be hitting for one deck, and that's a lot.
right? Yeah. Um. So how about gold sarcophagus? This is something that Mason mentioned. I've also heard it here and there on the internet. Because you banish your dragon of choice, you get your other card of choice, and dragons come back, and blah, 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 gold sark's free plus now. Do you think gold sark's something that should be hit? Mason, explain your reasoning for kind of.
I think Gold Sark is not a bad card. I mean, it's not like a broken card in any other deck besides the Dragon deck. I think it's also a victim of circumstance, just like Big Eye was. All right, so Gold Sarcophagus is supposed to be like a 1-for-1 zero trade in any deck. The Dragons makes it a +1, and like I just think that +1 is too good because you remove the dragon, you'll get it in 2 turns, and you get the effect of the dragon, which gets you the baby, so you can summon it from the deck. It's like you're using the big dragon's effect twice in 1 turn. It's like you're cheating game mechanics.
Right, yeah, and I mean it does like kind of turn gold sark from a slow plus to a instant plus plus. Oh, I also get something else later. Aaron, how about what's your stance on gold sark?
Um, it really just depends on how else they hit the deck, but Gold Start to 1 would be something cool to dragons.
It'd be an
But
interesting starting point.
yeah,
I don't actually think it'll get hit. I just don't feel like it's the kind of thing Konami would want to look at for whatever reason. I mean, I guess I don't have like much evidence backing that up, but Jared, how about you? I mean, like, is Gold Sark an issue? Do you think is it something that Konami would maybe target?
Hell yeah.
Okay, you do. So what? Why do you think so?
I mean, because originally Ghost Arc was a slow play. Whenever you activate it, you know, you obvious what you were doing. Your opponent had time to set up and stop it. Now you play Ghost Arc with Drag, and the shit happens the same turn. It doesn't give you an option to actually try to stop whatever it is your opponent's doing.
And Quinn, what about you? I mean, what's your take on Gold Star? Do you think that's something Konami will aim for? Should aim for?
I don't think they should, because like they hurt dragons like as much as we hope they do. Or it won't be that big of a deal anymore. Like
Yeah.
all the babies won, and then they ban Big Eye, and they do all this, that, and this. It won't be that big of a problem anymore.
I wouldn't like. I kind of. I'm a little more in the camp of I want Gold Sock to still be around for other decks that actually need it or like to use it. So you have the choice of duality or gold sark or however you want to search your cards instead of it having to go because of one big mistake Konami made. Dolo,
Right.
gold sark. What's your stance on it?
It don't need to get hit at all.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's no point. It's no point.
I
Like
think as long as dragons get hit kind of otherwise in some way or another, gold sark could stay. I just don't think it's like. I mean, I think it should stay so other decks can use it. But I mean, like, it's just duality's already at 2, so if gold sark's at 1, then all the really slow decks just kind of lose all search power.
true.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I'm actually going by your list right now, Mason, because there's a lot of good points on this. So here's one that's coming back. Just kidding. I hope it doesn't. Goyo Guardian to 1. This seems like more of a. So this is something I hear a lot as popular opinion. Goyo should be back. I I can't say I'm in support of this. Aaron, Goyo Guardian to 1.
I can see why it'd be controversial, but I could see it coming back. And there's no reason to bring it back, so I can't really see it coming back. But I'd be completely fine with it coming back.
So it's like you wouldn't mind it, but you don't predict that it'll happen.
I can't see a reason for them to bring it back. Is the thing. It's not going to support anything coming out. I don't think. So there'd be like no reason to bring it back. But I would not care at all if it came back. I'd like it to be back, but I don't really. I don't think it would affect the format.
Dolo, how about you? Goyo Guardian, is this something that
I mean, hell, we got Big Eye. I might as well bring the shit back at 1.
yeah, it's kind of more. Well, we already have one thing that steals. Why not have another?
I mean, but if they bring, I mean, if they end up bringing that back, then like they can't bring back the card I want them to bring back because it would just be easy to go into Goyo Guardian.
Oh wait, what do you want back? You want that evil bulb, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Bulb can't come back.
I do.
God forbid that happen. Please, I don't want to see glow bulb to 1.
If Glowbug came back, yeah, go ahead and ban the baby card.
Like, glow bulb's evil. Like, that could. They're already getting that plant stuff. Quinn,
I'm gonna make Scrap Dragon and Crimson Blader real quick in the Dragon deck and like rape you.
Quinn, Goyo Guardian.
No.
Yeah, I just don't want the thing back. It's so big.
We've been this long without it. We don't need it anymore. It would just be a luxury at this point. And granted, it would give a lot of lower tier decks back to that status that they once were. But I don't think Konami would do it because they want to push all the new stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they'll probably push something new. I just don't think that like bringing Goyo back helps with the idea of bringing synchros back. It's just one good synchro that's kind of broken to me. Jared, what's your stance on Goyo?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that camp too. I just don't want the card back.
There is no reason to bring that card back.
I guess I'm standing alone on this issue.
Well, no, I mean, explain your reasoning for it though.
I've been throwing my 2 cents in. Like, I think Goyo would be a prime candidate to come back simply because Exceeds are getting a little stale, and like Konami sees this and they're pushing more synchro support. And like what Aaron said, like there's no way to like bring him out really good. That's not true. You can bring him out with Fire Fist, Spirit, and Leopard.
Doesn't that make it more of a problem then?
No, but you can't attack with it because
Wait,
you can only attack with Beast Warriors this turn.
The spirit can only synchro to a Beast Warrior.
No, you can synchro anything you want with level 6, but you can't attack with anything other than Beast Warriors that turn.
Oh, okay.
But like I think it'd be good to come out if they're gonna bring any synchro out the ban list that push synchros to come back. I think Goyo would be the best choice because I think Brianna would be a terrible card to bring back at this point. I just don't believe in Dark Strike Fighter ever coming back. But then you have to look. You have to look at the thing where if Goyo destroys an Exceed monster, you're not getting anything but a shiny vanilla Exceed monster.
But I mean, still, if Goyo kills an Exceed, you still get a big beat stick, which is all Goyo got back in the day, anyways.
I mean, but
so it's not any nerf.
Exceeds are nowhere near as big as Synchros were.
They aren't.
I don't know.
if they're, sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was saying if they're going to start pushing synchros like that and they're going to push Goyo Guardian, then that would just make just as bad because then people would, I think, would probably stop going to exceeds and going to synchros more, and then it'd be just like it was when it first came out.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I think only one deck can make Goyo consistently. Like, and then it can't even attack. Like,
What deck is that?
He's
Fire
talking about like the 6-axis, 3-axis, 5-axis.
three axis Fire Fist can make
I
it.
think though with
Mermail,
Goyle, yeah,
Diva,
yeah, I was
whatever.
about to say like
Mermail
I
will
think
drop it.
Mermail can make it, but like Diva can't make it alone. Like, and you hit Sphere and Dragoons. So
well
I mean,
the thing is though,
Well,
but
first
hey,
turn, Diva, Marksman, Dragoons, Goyo, you're done.
to be
Just like-
fair,
oh, it's a Goyo. That's nice. Blaster that shit. Bear that shit. You know, like Deep Res and Mirror
and
Force.
then Monster Reborn.
but
I'm just saying though,
yeah,
I mean, it's just
I-
I just don't see it being that big of a deal.
I think though, like even though it seems like not that many decks can go into Goyle, if Goyle popped back up, we'd probably be a little surprised at how many decks suddenly like gear themselves to, I mean, being able to do it a little bit easier. Because like when I think about it, like Tour Guide Birdman, like
right?
simple things like
Exactly.
that, like Tour
Have you
Guide
seen
Birdman,
Liv
and
spamming it?
like stuff like that. I mean,
Well, that is a terrible engine. I mean, it's just like I don't know.
but I mean, like I get the reasoning, but if they're gonna promote synchros, don't you think they'd promote the new synchros that make them money? I mean, like, because if they're getting like synchros and Judgment of the Light, I feel like they'll just kind of want us to have those and buy that instead of
They made that generic level 4 synchro secret rare already.
aren't most of the synchros from
Most of the synchros are
Oh,
secrets.
aren't they mostly they're mostly generic, right?
Star Eater and Balmung are the only secrets out of the three.
Armadeus is secret.
So that's why I think that they'll just kind of want to support the new synchros and not really.
Oh yeah, forgot about him.
Like, Goyle's just so controversial. Like,
Yeah, I can't see Goyo coming back because if they bring Goyo, they have to ban Big Eye.
yeah,
Big Eye is so much more broken than Goyo. It doesn't even make sense. Like
It is, but you
Big
can.
Eye, the Big Eye sits there and it doesn't have to do anything.
but I don't think that like more broken or less broken really stands as an argument when both cards are really they're both broken cards. Like,
I mean, but you have to
Goyle's
look at how Konami does things. They never have two cards that have the same effects in play at the same time. You know, because
yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I, God, I'm just not in the Goyo camp. I mean, I don't like it's so like if the card were better designed, like 2400 attack or something, or even more. It's just it's really big. It's really easy to go into,
and
and
it's too easy to make. It is
like it's just
any deck could splash Goyo into it.
like it'll become an extra deck staple because like decks will want to play it. Like if it's at one, every deck's gonna have to. It's like back when BLS first got like unbanned, and like every deck was like running 3 Bailers just to get lights. Sometimes like it wasn't even necessarily stuff, it's just to get lights, just so you can make BLS. It's kind of the same reasoning I think with this.
Then I think they're actually going to market synchros again because next year they come out with a 5Ds box.
Oh God, oh,
So you know what was in 5Ds.
God,
So
Konami.
I'm just saying.
I'm not looking forward to that if they do. Other cards that could get put to one.
Bobo.
Go, yes.
That shit's
No,
too busted,
don't make the
man.
Bulb come back.
I want it back.
Wait, everybody
Well,
wants
yeah,
it.
I want it back, but then like,
I mean, like it's not. I mean, they'd be cool to come back and like the combos, but the same combos you're so excited about will just get used against you in tournament when they win the dice roll. Like, don't you think Konami would rather just market some new archetype based tuner instead? I mean, like, I don't know. Quinn, what are your thoughts on Glow Up Bulb?
No, it's like no. It's just as bad as Goyo Guardian. It'll just remove. Let's say for example
It's
they're
too
going to take
simple.
away. You get right, but like I don't know. It'll give dragons the ability to make level 8s easier, and it would give every deck the availability to make like 4s and 5s, something like that. It's just too good of a card.
God, Dragons would love something like that. Like, that's just
I'm
Crimson
not.
Plater scraps, Crimson Plater Stardust.
I can't really talk
Exactly. That's
about
what
it
I'm
because
saying.
I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna be biased about it. And like, because I love the card so much, like I really want it to come back, but I doubt it will. And then you got and then like Redox can just
Oh my god. Like
It's not even. It's like that card makes Beast too easy, and then it makes the level 8 dragons makes.
and
It's
unlike
just too
Spore,
much.
it just sits there in the grave afterward. So like high
Oh no! It
redox.
doesn't sit there. You remove it for Spore and Synchro again.
Yeah, oh wait, and then it's gonna come back once you drop Levier because you have freaking Lone Fire Dandy and stuff, so it's just gonna be back in that graveyard, ready for Redox to use it again.
It's like 1-for-1 Dandy, like play Lone Fire Tribute, bam, go get the gold ball, Synchro, bam. But it's so. I mean, I don't know.
Jared, you're kind of a traditional plant player. I mean, I guess you'd love to see Glow Up Bulb back, but do you think it's something that should come back?
I mean, I would love to see it come back. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the old plant stuff has been destroyed. I really wouldn't want to play Tengu and plants with you only being able to run two. So I think it could come back, but it would be a completely different style to how we play.
I'm certainly in the let's keep that bulb on that van spot. Uh, Aaron, bulb.
I'd like to see it back, but I don't think it will come back.
Certainly, I mean, I just it's not something I'd be excited to see. Um, what about there are other like cards that a lot of people think need to go to one. There are a couple of things like I've heard weird stuff like Mirror Force and Torrential Tribute. Are those still safe too? I mean, like I
Yeah,
don't know. That's what I read somewhere. I think they're fine at two, but people have said that kind of thing. Like cards like Mirror Force, cards like Torrential, also cards like Call of the Haunted.
Have you
Back
been
in
on
one.
Pojo? As have you been?
No, it's called YouTube. It's
I'm gonna
worse.
say don't go to Pojo. They just butt hurt people over there. They're like banning graphic and shit in Pojo.
because they
but I
because
mean
they
like
went to a tournament. They went to a tournament earlier that day and they got
Dude,
beat by
no,
crap.
like I've had somebody go like, you know what? I think Super Solar Nutrient's bad. We should ban that card. They're like people on Pojo are stupid.
so I mean like are there any other cards though that should go to one? You guys think? Aaron, you got
Yeah.
anything in particular, Aaron, that maybe you think should go to one?
Uh, what's it's called? Substitute. That's just bias. I
Shut
just
up,
want
Aaron.
to say.
Shut up,
no,
Aaron. Anyways,
You're so biased.
anyways. Okay, now here's one. How about ye old argument of Rescue Rabbit? What about that, guys?
No, no.
What?
That's I'm just telling what I see on I mean the forums and
What's
the
it doing
YouTube.
right now?
Hey,
Outside of Evil Form, which is not that good of a card anyways.
people people are starting to play it in what's it called gym night.
I
And
mean like I think Rescue Rabbit can stay at two. I mean like fuck, the card doesn't do anything anymore.
But Rush Rabbit could go to 3 for all I care. Down Rabbit sucks dick now.
Yeah, they crept that out a long time
I
ago.
was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I mean they crept Dino Rabbit out. They said bye.
They
You
just
can't
creep
keep
the
up.
shit out of Power Down Rabbit out of the game.
Um,
it was funny. I was playing Dino Rabbit today at Epic, and I'm like, man, this deck used to be good. What the fuck happened?
yeah. Now here's another one, guys. Ye old. Let's bring oppression back to one argument. What
Uh,
are what are
That's
our thoughts?
you know how good that shit is in Fire Fist?
Yeah, I know. Like the thing about oppression
Man,
going to
really?
one is like it can't go to one because everything will run it, and then it's just like spam field set oppression. Go ahead, you know, take your turn.
Up, go legendary 6 Samurai Shiem with Gateway, then set oppression go. Don't ensure you be set oppression go.
No, I won't lie. I mean, like their arguments justify Yu-Gi-Oh is special summon heavy, but I don't think that oppression's like so broken of a card because like anything can run it.
Bring Solemn Warning back to 2 then.
Speaking of twos,
Okay,
that's
I'm playing Spellbook. Oh,
So
This is
speaking of
perfect, yeah.
twos, that's where we'll move next. Cards that can go to two. Here's where it gets kind of crazy because there are a lot of cards that people wanted at one that also other people want to see at two. Well, let's start with the fun card, Book of Moon.
Yes.
I
Jared.
think putting it at two, it'll solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think fuck it. Let's bring it all the way to 3.
Book of Moon is everybody's favorite spell card.
Quinn.
I kind of agree with Jared now. Like hearing it at 2 was nice, and then I heard that, and that just sounds even better.
Yeah,
Of
Yeah,
course,
Quinn, what about
I
you,
it
mean,
Book
needs
of Moon?
of
3
course, it sounds better.
because I mean, it not only is it defense, not only can you protect yourself, but it's even now with exceeds, it gives you instant protection.
Yeah,
It's the best offensive defensive spell in the game.
Quinn, what about you? Are you on the Book of Moon boat?
Who, me?
Yeah, the Book of Moon fan club.
I really don't have an opinion on it. It's a good card. I mean, I would love it at 2. It's just I don't know. It won't really bother me if it went up or down.
Yeah,
So
I'll go ahead
Raise
and
your hand or your voice if you played when Book was at 3. Oh my god,
yeah,
that's the
duh.
best
I mean,
card
It's like
ever.
like if Book of Moon went, all I'm
You're talking
saying
about
is,
when they had it at 3 and we had Sukiyama?
No, it's not like
yeah,
Book was at 3 and we were playing like fucking Black Wings and that Book was the shit.
like to be perfectly honest, as the unbiased host, I'll say, it doesn't matter what happens. Personally, I'd love to see that card at three because I was one of those people who like, if there are three Book of Moon, you just play three Book of Moons, like,
Yeah.
and everything you build, you just play three. I mean, like, it, it's never like just a bad card, so you play three Book of Moon.
I
Um,
mean, with 3 moons, you can truly play a trapless deck and have
I
3 of the
think Book of
best
Moon
trapless.
makes skills still.
yeah, it is very possible to. Wow, Aaron. It is very possible to waste Book of Moon, so I think that there is a skill element in there. Um, Other cards to two, Chaos Sorcerer. What do you guys think?
I really don't think it would make a difference because, like, right now everything's so archetype heavy that you just don't have the actual chaos decks anymore.
Yeah, it's
So I
kind of one of
mean,
those
I
things
think it
that
would be
Konami.
okay.
Yeah, Konami like gets control over like even if they put Chaos Orc to three, they could still make it an irrelevant card because they just make.
If you hit Ophion to 1 and you bring Chaos Sorcerer to 3, Chaos Dragons are the best deck of the format.
So, what do you guys think of it at two? Dolo, two Chaos Orcs.
I don't think it'll make a difference because nobody plays it right now. But I mean, why not? Why not put it at 2?
Quinn, how about you?
um, say anything about Book of Moon, I couldn't care less. It can go to 2, and it'd probably be the same as BLS right now, and nobody uses it.
Aaron,
No one
how
really
about
cares. It's like,
yeah, Aaron, how about you? I mean, you kind of said earlier if BLS is banned, then that's more of a reason to bring it to two. So
Yeah, like if BLS is banned, I definitely want more of it.
I think it's just
Even
one
if
of those.
BLS doesn't get banned, I see Chaos Sorcerer 2 be fine.
Yeah, I just want more Chaos Sorcerer. I can play like Mystic Piper after that.
Here's another one. TG Striker.
Tuh.
yes.
Why was it
Yes,
even
please.
banned?
Yeah,
Konami's spree of let's kill all the synchro campaign. That's what happened to that card.
yeah. What do you guys think of TG Striker to two? Is that something that should happen?
It
It's
should go to
good.
3. I mean, like, why is it not?
Now here's a weird
It went
thing.
from 3 to 1 for no reason.
It was just the little marketing thing. Jared, how about you? I mean, what do you think of that?
I'm about to say a look like a 13-year-old kid messed up and won a YCS, and it's been limited ever since.
Yeah, that's a kind of a sad reason for a card to get.
That's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah, here's another weird card. Some people have actually said Dark Hole to two because it wouldn't change anything.
If it would have been this format, if it had been last ban list, I would have advocated that. I would have really advocated that. But since we're going into a grind format, I think Dark Hole should just stay where it is.
Yeah, I mean, like if it were this format, I agree because there's so much stuff this format that doesn't die or wants to die or like
Yeah, because really,
everything's
this
a
format,
There's
it
mute.
felt
just so
like
much
you didn't even have a
recurring.
dark hole.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it's like Dark Hole. Sometimes it's like a 0 because you're trying to get rid of Draco Sack tokens or something, and that's like the only out.
If you dark hold twice on a Drago Sack, the Drago Sack did its job. It just like neg 2'd you. I mean,
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about that. You know, some people are advocating. There was one card. Let me find what it is. Some people wanted to see things like Foolish Burial go back to 2. Little things that kind of seem like they're stuck on the limited list, but don't necessarily need to be.
Black Whirlwind.
Yeah, I mean, what about Black Whirlwind, you guys?
it could go to 3 and it wouldn't matter.
Exactly. Just take it off.
Black Whirlwind could go to 3, and Gale could go to 3, and Black Wings would still be tier 2 or tier 1.5. It wouldn't matter.
Foolish Burial?
Foolish Burial,
And
I
then they
want to
give
say
us back
yeah.
that card, yo.
I want to say yes, but
Uh,
Infernities are too strong.
I'm about to say I just cannot say Foolish Barrel going to 2. I just feel like it'll be somebody will find a way to abuse it.
Infernities would like stomp all over people.
Dark World would be rapist.
Yeah, that wouldn't be maybe not the best thing to have it to. Here's one. Gore is no, I'm just kidding.
Veil Talk.
um, just kidding about that. But Dark Arm Dragon, somebody said a while back, Dark Arm to 2. I don't think that should go to 2 because that seems a bit dangerous. Like just a bit dangerous.
Dark
I mean, not
Armor
even
2 is
close
not
by Dark.
something that a pimp named Sunback can co-sign with.
Yeah, I'm not. I just don't know about that. Two dads. Hmm.
Because that would be too close going
Right.
back to the old Teledad format.
Hey, just give us a third malicious. We have Teledad. That'll be it.
That I want that. I want it now.
No, you don't.
How
You just
about
saying
Yeah, just Mally.
here's a popular one, Solemn Warning.
Yes,
that.
please.
Send it back to 2.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Solemn Warning? So Mason, you're kind of on the yes boat. Aaron?
God, yes.
I don't like that card ever. I never have, never will. Bad.
Oh, okay, so you're kind of more along the lines of keep it at 1.
I've never liked Warning in my life.
So you don't like the grind game?
I like the
That
grind because
okay, wait, Mason. That's an extreme
I
accusation.
like 3 Judgment. I hate Warning. I don't like
What
that.
the fuck did you just say?
You like
I
3
like
judgment?
three
Really?
But
Judgment. Not right now. I wouldn't like 3 Judgment, but back when Judgment was at 3.
hey, but to be fair, like that's kind of an extreme accusation. Like just because you don't like Warning doesn't necessarily mean you don't like grind. I mean,
Like if you don't, if you already use your warning, it's just like I'm about to get trampled on right now.
I'm going to say it. You need to say no homo after saying that.
No homo, man.
oh. Quinn, what about you? Warning.
Um, I'm kind of with Aaron, to be honest. I think Warning should stay at 1.
What is 3 of these motherfuckers?
So Dolo, you're kind of more of a you want Warning back.
I wanted it too, yeah.
What's kind of your reasoning for it? I mean, like I get that some people do want more ways to stop plays, but yeah, what's your reasoning for it?
I mean, it's 2,000 life points. You gotta have 2,000 life points to use it.
But
A lot of people.
Since when have Yu-Gi-Oh players cared about life points? People will pay till they're at 1.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Man, that shit
if they're
matters,
at
man.
2001 life points, they'll flip a Warning. It's not a cost to them if it means, I mean, like, I don't think that the life point cost really balances the card. I think it's okay at 1. I think it's okay at
Right?
2, but I think I'd rather it be at 1.
I mean, I think since like cards like calls at 3, Monster Born's at 1. Like if Judgment stays at 3, I mean, yeah.
But we've adapted to the whole not really having Warning. I mean, don't you think?
Have we though? What are the top 2 decks of the
No.
format right now?
I mean, like, but people are like, I mean, we're managing without it. Not really. We're just getting beaten by dragons. But I
Like
mean,
people
like,
will manage with every ban list no matter what, because it doesn't matter what happens in the ban list, you'll still play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exactly.
I mean,
so
I personally think Warning should go too. And the way I look at it, bad players are gonna lose because of it, and it's gonna make good players play better. Because you still have to look at that's half your life points if you play both warnings.
See,
And as fast as this game is right now, 2,000 is a lot of life points.
Yep.
Yes,
I draw many similarities to Book of Moon to that card.
yeah, yes, I will flip a warning in a second, but at the same time, you have to know what your opponent's capable of doing and knowing when's the right time to play that warning. So even if it went to three, a lot of people will just flip warning the first three turns, but then hey, they just killed themselves. So I think that it's a card that's okay to go to two because most people don't play a lot of things to stop summonings. But it's going to go towards the actual skill level to the person that's playing to know what to stop and when to stop something.
Okay, so we do seem to be a little bit more divided in the warning camp. I think that like to two wouldn't be that bad, but I just feel like, I mean, we're doing okay with it at one. Like no one's, like people griped when it first went to one, but I mean, you haven't heard like that many complaints lately. I just think it's at one. It's like it's like we're doing okay. We're managing. Like it's not like we're just being completely just outright manslaughtered. And then if dragons go away, then and we're kind of more grind format, then like there won't be that many excessive summons that you just have to stop, would there? I mean, I think that
Yeah,
like in a grind format, like cards like Compulse and Bottomless get the job done better. But I mean, someone can kind of rebuttal that.
I mean, it really just depends on what's being played, because perfect example, gadgets. Even if you're stopping the summoning with something like Trap Hole or Bottomless or whatever, you're still getting advantage each summoning. So even though you're stopping the summoning with Compulse, it's really not doing anything.
Well, I mean, but if you're stopping a horse prince or whatever other relevant synchros
Horse
and
Prince
those.
activates on summon, it doesn't matter.
Oh, my bad. Well, any other relevant synchros since those are apparently coming back. I just think that you don't
And
have
like
to have two
key,
warnings.
example, Bottomless versus Stardust. You just burn the Bottomless for no reason.
But who would activate the bottomless summon starter?
If you need to survive, you'll activate anything you
I'm
need
about to
to.
say,
But then if you needed to survive, then it still did something, right?
Well, if you saw him warning, the bitch ain't coming back.
exactly.
Well, I'm more. I mean, like, I just don't think it has to go to two or anything. It's probably one of those cards Konami will forget for a while. Just kind of leave it at one, let it chill, maybe bring it back to two in a while. I mean, like, I don't think there's like an explicit reason for it to go to two, other than just.
I just think like Solemn Warning is just a check for power creep, and I think like we're getting to the point where power creep is too ridiculous.
Hmm.
I feel like that started last year though.
take time.
So I mean, like, I'm not really sure if it really helps with the power creep much at all. I mean, like, because we're not playing MST and stuff now, but as soon as that kind of thing gets more relevant, then
It's bullshit.
it
If you fear
changes.
Solemn Warning, you'll make different plays. There was a time where you would summon a card that was minimally dangerous just to get warning, so you could go off of your play. But once that one warning is gone, you know you're safe just explode all over the place.
Right. With two, you gotta pay attention to that shit.
Yeah.
You have to play. You have to think. It's not mindless. No, it's not mind numbing. Like up, summon, 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 summon.
Um, I know. Um, I guess we're a little bit more divided on it. I If it goes to two, then I suppose it goes to two. I don't know. So do you guys think it will go to two then, or is it
I
just
think
you
it
think it
should
should?
go to two, but I don't think. Looking at the last couple of ban lists, Konami hasn't been looking at stuff to take off the list, only stuff to add to it.
I think they'll kind of forget about warning, let it chill. Just oh, the 2015 fall better. Oh snap, warning's still there. Let's bring that back. Some
Because like half the cards on the ban list don't need to be banned.
Yeah, a lot of. I
Exactly.
mean, there are a lot of things on the list that I think have just kind of been there because Konami
Forgot about him.
forgot.
Serpent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like stuff like that. Um, so another
Josh
card,
Jackson, boy.
Jared.
Anybody? Okay, no, just me.
You
So
say
what are you
what?
saying?
Castle the Dragon. Anybody?
Oh hell no.
Yeah, they forgot about it.
So speaking of cards coming off, let's talk about things that should go to 3. Tsukiyomi, I think it could be just fine. I mean,
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I mean it
Agreed.
doesn't do anything.
All you're doing is turning over an Ophion or turning over a Thunder King. Like that's it. That's it.
now here's one that's a bit different. Some people have mixed thoughts on this. Bottomless to 3. I wouldn't mind
Yes.
it. I don't think it'd be
Yes.
an issue at all. But some people think
Yes.
it should stay at 2. I feel like it's been at 2 for so long that like 3 shouldn't be any different, you know? Like why not just put it to 3? And like is that a but what do you
And
guys
you run 6 MSTs in a grind format. You run 3 MST and 3 Lance. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Dolo bottomless to 3?
Sure.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like it's just it doesn't like I mean I don't feel like it would. I don't think that we would like feel the difference really. Like it just I mean I guess it just makes you expect a bottomless more often.
I
Yeah,
mean, nobody
But
really plays bottomless now, unless you're playing a trap every day.
but you know
exactly.
how it is with these lists. When bottomless goes to 3, suddenly it's
Oh
worth
yeah, oh yeah.
playing.
You can see bottomless left and right,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
and it's still
There
$100 even though nobody plays that card. I don't understand it.
Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the excuse apparently. Um, what about cards like Reasoning? It's a 2. A lot of people think that it's just kind of been chilling at 2 for what seems like no real reason. Could it go to 3?
Yep.
Aaron, what about
Yes.
you? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Just
it's
kind of
just
whatever.
whatever.
Dolo, Reasoning, just a card.
Man, honestly, I can't even remember what that card did. I'm
That's
gonna be honest with you.
You make your opponent declare a card level, and then you reveal cards on top of your deck until you can get a monster you can normal summon,
Oh,
or
yeah, I
just a
remember
monster in
now.
general.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like the
Let's just
remember
put
now.
it.
archetypes do it themselves. You know what I
Let's
mean?
just put it this way: Reasoning hasn't been good since DMOC was legal.
The thing,
Yes.
like the thing is like with Reasoning and stuff, the archetypes already do that stuff better now, anyways. You know what I mean? So like Reasoning could go to 3 and it like wouldn't change anything because the archetypes are designed to just summon from the deck for free or at a plus anyways. So
I mean, the way R types are now, all the monsters are the same level anyway, so it wouldn't help. Insectors, 3, okay. You
yeah.
know, worst case, you may special summon a hopper. You know, dragons, 7, okay. You made summon a little baby that I don't care about.
How
You
about
know,
Thunder King, y'all? That's a somewhat controversial card.
I mean, I feel like Thunder King was put on the list just so other decks have a better chance. So,
Prophecy.
Yeah, I think that like I mean like it's gotten to the point, and I think Konami's been designing toward this for a while. Is just planned obsolescence. Like, I mean, I don't think that like even if Thunder King had stayed at 3, that I think they still would have just designed the new decks to be able to not be bothered by it, kind of regardless. So for that reason, I don't. I think it'd be able to go to 3, but I think they'll leave it at 2. They'll just kind of forget about it again. I just forget Thunder King's on the list. Aaron, what are
I
your?
think Duality should be at 3 too.
Yeah, I was gonna go to that next. Aaron, what are your thoughts on Thunder King 2,
I'd
3?
rather just keep it at 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll just forget and keep it at 2.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, Thunder King was one of the best, anti-meta cards printed for a while. So,
Yeah, like I
stop
think
searching, stop special summoning. It did a lot.
like it could stay at 2. I mean, like I said, Konami is designing these decks to not be bothered by Thunder King. I mean, like that seems to be like their goal. You know, Dolo, what do you think, Thunder King?
I mean, I don't think they should put it back to 3, but I think that if they would, it'll solve the whole Tinky problem. I mean, for one, it'll solve the whole Tinky problem.
The thing I
Like
don't like about oh,
they
go
won't
ahead.
have to worry about touching that card anymore.
The thing I don't like about Thunder King, I've never liked when it was at 3, and now I'm glad that it's at 2 for this reason. Is because no matter how crazy Yu-Gi-Oh seems to get, there are always those games where somebody summons a Thunder King, sets like MST something else, and has a Failure in hand, and wins off of just that Thunder King.
Oh, Paul, remember we were talking about this in the wind-up format? Like when Thunder King was at 3? Like, You like if a Donner player plays windups, I can summon Thunder King and sit there.
Right. It's just like it's literally like Thunder King with set Thunder King set Lance, Thunder King set MST, Thunder King set Call. I mean, it just
That's the best.
yeah, like Thunder King set
That
Call,
does
and
both.
it's just like that's why I'm kind of glad it's at 2 because it's one of those cards like you run 3 copies. Oh, I look open with Thunder King. I didn't open with anything else. I can still win this game. Because I just summon Thunder King and say go. And so, I mean, I think it's fine kind of just staying at 2. Quinn, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't care. It's one of those cards that it could stay where it's at or it could move up. It wouldn't really matter to me.
Now, what about Pot of Duality, y'all? That's another interesting one because a lot of people think that it going to 2 is a little bit random and just not really justified. Um, what are our thoughts on Duality?
They just did it to spite heroes.
So should it be something that goes to 3?
Yeah, I guess.
Jared, what about you? What do you think?
I mean, it would be nice if it did. I don't see them doing it because it makes every deck more consistent. So I really don't see them doing it, but it would be nice if they did.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it at 3. I wouldn't mind it at 2. I mean, like, it can only like help everything. It doesn't. It's not part of some broken thing. So
Yeah, I mean it's not broken and it is extremely balanced. The fact that if you do it, you can't special summon. But it makes good decks better and it makes bad decks look decent. So
helps a bit. How about there's one more. Some people say things like card trooper that's they've just been on the list and like would it matter if something like that went to 3?
Yes.
Oh, so keep trooper at 2. Why do you say that?
Yeah. Because do you really want I know this doesn't make sense, but do you really want people playing Light Sworns just to play Light Sworn? Do you really want people playing Chaos Dragons just to play Chaos Dragons?
they're gonna do it anyway.
I mean, the 3 Trooper is I don't like it. I really don't. I don't want a troop noob scoot shit coming to rape me.
I mean that's
Troop is that extra mill card that the deck just needs. And you put it at 3, you pretty much is giving them more ammo to mill
Troop
more shit and drop more JDs.
he calls it 3, so you're gonna get a plus off of it no matter what.
Exactly.
And machine duplication's a card, so I mean I don't know.
right. So if we're kind of, are there any other cards that perhaps we should talk about? That
The
we're,
Agent of Mystery Earth.
ew, keep that evil thing at 2.
Why?
Agents don't need to be back. Konami won't. I mean, like, they don't want agents back. They just want to promote new stuff.
I mean, agents don't have anything. They have a searcher. You search for Venus. You mill signing balls, and that's it. They don't have. They're not even a really. They're not a real archetype.
They get one Venus, and Venus is used once per game.
I don't know.
If
I
Earth
think,
can search Earth, I can maybe understand that, but it's not Stratos. Stratos can search Stratos.
I
Aaron, I mean,
mean,
what are your thoughts on the Agent Earth 2, 3, debacle?
It could go to 3. I mean, it's Agent. I mean, I don't have a problem with them coming back, but I don't have like a certain want back.
I think it's one of those things Konami is going to forget about. Like, I mean, they forget about so much stuff on the list, and they're busy promoting new things.
even if everything came back for agents, I don't. Agents aren't gonna be what they were.
Agents can have Drashula, and they still wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
So for that reason, Konami might just leave them. Let them chill.
You know,
Quinn, how about you? I mean, do you think Earth 2, 3?
See, I love Agents with a passion. I love that deck. I played it since like day one.
Yep.
But no, it shouldn't go back to 1, or you shouldn't go back to 3.
Why do you think so?
Um, it's not gonna be that effective. I mean, really, with all the new stuff coming out, I think Agents will just be too slow. Unless they're running like that Herald build with the Perfection dude or whatever.
Even
That's
that.
probably even that's way too slow. So I don't know. Even if it did, who cares? Just leave it where it is and just let them have whatever.
And Dolo, I mean, what are your thoughts on Earth? Should it go to 3 or stay at 2?
It can go to 3. I mean, the agent deck is not going to do much against like the big decks we have now, unless you want to leave your Hyperion on board and get big eyed. Like
Uh,
like it's not really going to do much
Like, do you
against
notice
that.
what we just did? We just put Earth to 3, TG Striker to 2, and Chaos Sorcerer to 2, and it doesn't mean anything.
It don't mean nothing.
well, I think those in tandem might start to mean something, though. I mean, if it's a grind format like you're predicting, then maybe that does mean something.
Gadgets are better.
Yes, gadgets are internally better.
Uh, so I guess that kind of winds down our ban list talk. So, with all things said and done, let's have the fun wrap up where everybody kind of let's try to agree.
Everybody, like, just like when he calls your name, say the favorite card that you want off the ban list.
Oh God, let's not play this game.
I
But
mean, I'm gonna go ahead and start. I really feel if everything came off of the ban list, with the exception of maybe 5 cards, it wouldn't make a fucking difference anyway.
Thank you.
If
I'm
Sensor Surfer went to 3, who gives a fuck? Let's just be honest.
Nobody would give a
Like
fuck.
Graceful
like
Charity, keep that bitch on. Last Will, keep Last Will on.
like
And
I don't
Emperor
Last turn
Dragon.
on.
like I don't think the whole problem is what's coming off the ban list. It's what's going on. That's what's gonna fix the game. Like I don't think nothing can come off of it and fix the game.
I like how we say fix as if Konami's really aiming to fix this
I
game.
mean, it wouldn't fix the game, but it would be so much more creative decks out there
Well, yeah,
if you didn't have such a small pool of decks to build. Because you can't build this deck because that's on the ban list, and it's gonna hurt you. So with the exception of a couple cards, I say if everything was unbanned, put to 1, that's restricted, that's forbidden, it would make a difference anyway.
So now then let's in recap. For banned, we mostly agreed that Super Rejuve doesn't need to be banned. We mostly agree that Card Destruction doesn't need to be banned. We mostly agreed that if BLS is banned, it's only because of the reprint. And most of us said that Big Eye won't get banned. So seems like our consensus is that nothing really ends up on the ban list. Am I more or less right, you guys? Yes,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. For limited, it seems like we are all in agreement that Super Reju should go to 1, Big Eye should go to 1, Baby Dragon should not go to 1.
I'm so
Generally,
hold up, time out. I'm sorry, backpedal. I think Super Jewel needs to be banned. Just
Super
simply
Dream.
that I said it needs to be banned.
I kind of
It does.
Super
okay.
Dream needs to be banned.
Okay, so we are kind of more in the Reju ban court.
No, I'm still
Yeah.
saying 1. Don't ban it. Leave it
I
out
think
there.
we're like equally separated 3-3 on that.
Yeah, well, I'm in the Super Reju ban court,
I
so
like Super Juke Man because even if dragons are hit, otherwise it still kills that bad Exodia deck.
I'm more of the like. I mean, I wouldn't
Got a
mind seeing
point.
that Reju to ban because I don't like
Oh,
Dragon Exodia and I don't like +4s and stuff. Like, I mean, like it's kind of just like Judgment, but um,
like
what else did we
like
say? Oh,
dragons are good because they have the ability to exhaust their whole hand and then in a turn with 7 cards in hand, discarding one. The deck is good because of that. Like if it
right.
didn't have that ability, the deck would be okay. So if they
Yeah.
ban it, I think people will play the deck a little. People play the deck differently.
We also said mostly agreed on Ophion getting put to 1. Quinn didn't quite agree. I totally get his reasoning. He said things like, Caster or Kirkion will be better choices. Um, we also said Dragoons to 1 and Abyssphere to 1 over Lind, which I agree with. After hearing everybody's opinions, I feel like Sphere to 1, Dragoons to 1 be a nice, appropriate way. We were a bit mixed on how prophecy should get hit in the, to 1 side of things. Some people said blue guys, some people said, secret, some people said judgment, some people said little combinations of both. So we're a bit divided, but unified in that something needs to go to 1. just not necessarily what. We even heard a bit of Star Hall to 1 from Jared. You know, Masters to 1. Quinn, shut up, phone. Quinn thought, so like Quinn thought, like Masters to 1. Jared thought Star Hall to 1. Things like that. What else did we say going to 1? We had a bit of a debate about Goyo. It seemed like more people kind of wanted it to stay banned. Uh, you know, because
Power formation.
Pinky was one that a lot of people said should be banned, but somehow probably won't because Konami not done marketing yet. You know how they are. And that was kind of the major stuff that we said should go to 1. To 2, we more or less agreed that Book of Moon would be quite nice to have at 2 or 3. Not necessarily that Konami will do it, but that it would be something people like. Chaos Sorcerer 2 wouldn't change much. We're all sort of agreed on that. Was there anything else major? I mean, then we agreed on a lot of
PG
cards.
Striker.
Yeah, Striker to 2. People, we don't feel like that'll really change much, so it could happen. And then we all agree that a lot of cards should go to 3. We also had a bit of a debate on Warning. Everyone's kind of half and half on that, but that pretty much concludes our ban list podcast. We can expect to start getting leaks very soon if we haven't already. Have we already gotten leaks, you guys?
It'll be around August 16th.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there. I talked to Konami already. I know the ban list.
My dad
And
works for Konami, guys.
yeah, he does. Uh, so yeah, just contact me. My name's Christopher. Yeah.
um, yeah, we've got insider information, guys. We're just gonna kind of hold that back and let you guys sort of figure it out yourselves. But hope you enjoyed the podcast. What are your thoughts on the ban list, viewers? If you're interested in letting us know and discussing, leave it in the comments, and maybe we'll reply. Right, guys? Y'all will reply? Yes? No?
Sure, yeah.
See, Quinn will reply. Mason, you'll reply, won't you? Okay. Well, anyways, hope you
Guess
enjoyed
not.
that. Hope you enjoyed the podcast, and leave comments with what you think. Were we right? Were we wrong? Did we miss something obvious? What are your not podcast thoughts, ban list thoughts? And leave us suggestions for future podcasts. I'm gonna try to make this a more regular segment, as you guys can kind of see. Next topic, who knows? It might be a Judge and Delight talk. It might be something else. This was Aaron, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rocks 97. Say bye or whatever.
Bye or whatever.
And Jared, don't forget Jared.
Jacko Spade 04, bitch.
Subscribe to him. And don't forget Quinn,
Hello,
aka Joseph number 1, because there's another number. Anyways,
Joseph number 1.
and Mason.
Book of Moon.
Yeah, and then Dolo.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
Wow.
So, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Subscribe, thumbs up, share it with your friends, and we'll talk to you guys next week, hopefully.